Okay, hello folks. I am going today be going through creating a new deck instead of Everdawn Champions, a Web3 play to earn game that I am quite interested in. So let's get right into it here. Obviously, this is the main screen on the game or on the game platform. So like deck building, which I'm on now, Battle Pass, which is something you can buy for the equivalent of around $10 so that you can earn like daily silver coins or a variety of other things, such as trading cards or the other like. There's Learn, Store, and Inventory. Some of those will open up additional web browsers, so I'm just not clicking on them for now. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get on into building a deck. So I'm just going to open up a sort of empty page here. I always use Old Man Kaladin as the, what do you call it, like the sort of primary, uh, primary kind of champion or whatever it is. Eventually, I think they're planning on making it so that like those NFT champions are usable. But for the time being, Old Man Kaladin, from my experience, is one of the best, if not the best. Uh, some of these, like this one, nobody ever uses. Roll, Scryer, Elderward. A good amount of people do use Storm Wizard Simon. I just find it to be too much of a glass cannon, just because, like, what is it? He's got 4 attack, but then only 2 health. So each time you use him, you lose 1 health. So it's kind of like you can only use him twice before he's worthless. It's not as kind of awful as the top heavy Tiller, which is like 6 attack with 1 hit points. Uh, but I mean, it still is not great. So I always go with Old Man Kaladin. It gives you a good mixture, 4 hit points or parts or whatever they're called, 3 attack. But the main thing is it gives you the ability for -1 health to restore 3 health to your golem. I find that super useful. Okay, let's jump on in. I'm going to go with, I'm going to click on neutral and then Arcane Institute and Merchant Navy. I have personally found Beast Hunters and Towns Guard to be less useful with regards to decks. However, some people use them quite successfully. Okay, and just so you understand why I'm choosing that is because you can only have two of the bottom 4 choices in addition to neutral. So I'm going back here. Big John, that goes without saying. Like, that is such an amazing card. Tombstone, oh my goodness. Hello. This let's see. Yeah. So Big John is a great card because when Big John dies, something called Puny is created, which is a 4 mana, 6 attack, 6 hit points character, which is really awesome. Moving on, Cavalry for Hire, another really phenomenal card, just because you can go across the length of the entire board with Cavalry for Hire. Moving on, Infantry for Hire, no, not really. I'm going to roll one little scroll this way, and didn't want to cut a white jump on my shoulder. Okay, there we are. Now, okay. I like Rapid Fire Cannoneer. It almost feels wasteful putting 2 of them in, but it is so useful that, like, you want the luck or the luck factor to be there. You definitely want to put 2 of them in if you can. Okay, over 1, Captain Bromar, Wrath of the Sea. This is another really great card. Again, it depends on luck if you get that card drawn. Okay. Portside Patrol, that's a pretty good card, but I've already got a fair number of high mana cards. So I'm going to keep on scrolling. Let's see here. Spray and Pray, another really good card. Some people use Chill of the Sea very successfully. I never found it to be useful for me, but some people, you know, have had quite good success against me with that card. Ill-Gotten Gains, that's another card. A lot of people use that card. I just didn't really find it to be super useful. Okay, so continuing on. Okay, yeah, so see Top Heavy Tiller. 3 mana. Honestly, that's such a good card. I'm just going to grab 2 of them. It's such a good card just because it's so high mana. Or, I mean, it's so high attack with such low mana. Problem is, once you put it on the board, the enemy kills it instantly. So you've got to use it the turn that you play it. Okay, continuing on. Let's see here. Lorgan the Tidehunter. I really like Lorgan the Tidehunter, although what I have found is that people tend to kill Lorgan the instant you put him on the board. So I generally find that he's not super duper useful, but, you know, again, it really all depends. Continue on here. Okay. So Plunging Pikeman, that's just not very useful because it's an attack. So it's like with a, I don't know what that thing, a battle axe instead of like a bow and arrow. So Slingshot Slanger, super good card. Really like that card. Initiate Bowman, it's a decent card for the start of the game. Hopefully you get one. Okay. Overcharge is good depending on what deck you have. So that's like until your next turn, give your golem +1/+0 for each unit in your graveyard. So it can be really good, but it also, you know, it like takes some effort for it. Moving on, so start of turn for silent here. Start of turn, create a silence portal. Rampage, create a silence portal. Problem with silence portal is you need silent to be alive to use it. It can teleport silent for up to 5 tiles, so it is very useful. I'm going to grab one of these helpful deceivers. I only have one. I wish I had 2. They're very useful. Whatever. I'll put silent in. Ember Luminaric, another really good card. Again, it's just so high level that I don't really want to put more of it in right now. Same thing with Perfect Portal, really good, but it's just too high level right now. Because you want to have cards you can consistently use throughout the entire game. Lightning Lackey, I'll add 2 of those. Another one that is super useful, I'm just looking for it. Thunderbolt is really good. Let's see here. Oh yes, Pull the Strings. Every deck needs to have 2 Pull the Strings cards. Those are just, that is so overpowered. That is such a good card. You need to have Pull the Strings. Ruin is going to be useful if they ever add more cards which basically make Forest just too overpowered. I'm going to switch it over to 1 manas here. I'm going to add... Boy, I think I added too many of the high level ones. Let me go down here. I'm going to get rid of Silent. I'm going to get rid of Lorgan. Lightning Lackey. That. You know what? I'm going to get rid of Top Heavy Teller. And I'm going to add... The Arcane Scholar, where it creates an intuition, that is super useful. Another one that's really good is this Lowly Mage. So create Intense Study, which is a 2-mana card that deals 1 damage and then draws a card. That is super useful as a tombstone effect. Redbound Illusionist, not super useful. I found it to be just kind of so-so. Look for one other card. Death Pact. That is a really, really good card. Sacrifice an allied unit to kill an enemy unit. So if you have an enemy unit, which is like one of those crazy OP ones, where it's kind of like for every enemy card that has been played, you know, add like +5 health or so. So I mean, like sometimes you end up with like an enemy who has just such insane amounts of health that you would never be able to kill them any other way. Death Pact is the way you kill them. In fact, I want one more of Death Pact. Boy. I knew I was going to have to do this. I'm going to get rid of one Rapid Fire Cannoneer and add one more of Death Pact. Okay, so this is, I'm just going to name this deck Deck 2. I already have Deck 1, or I have Deck and Deck 2. So now, that is how you go about creating a deck in Everdawn Champions. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this. Please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment in the comments section. And I will see everyone next time. Bye, folks.